Black Lives Matter. And really we talk about that extensively. That's what half of that profile is about. So if you look that up, you can get kind of a perspective on how they came to that conclusion. But the other part of it is that, one, here's what comes with that, or what has historically come with that. The ability to end a movement by ending one person's life. And so that is what people are really concerned about. So there's a part that didn't make it into that story where I was talking to Alicia Garza, and I was following up with something that I had, was quoting her about and making sure that I had it right. And she was on the phone with me, and she was in her car, and she was stuck on, she lives in the Bay Area, she was stuck on the Bay Bridge. She was trying to get from Oakland to San Francisco. And I was like, well, what's going on? Is it like a traffic jam or something? She was like, no, there's a protest. And so I said, why aren't you in the protest? It's a Black Lives Matter protest. And she was like, I didn't know it was gonna happen. She was like, I'm just like everybody else. I'm trying to get to San Francisco because I have an appointment. And he was like, and I was like, but you're one of the founders of this thing. And she said, yeah, that's the point. And so for them, they see it as kind of failed parenting if you are every minute knowing exactly what your child is doing. Like the whole point is for it to go out into the world and do things that you maybe didn't even conceive of. And so the other dynamic, which is clear, and they make a really compelling argument about that, is that many of these movements have relied overwhelmingly on charisma. They've relied overwhelmingly on male charisma. They have had a tendency toward, even with people we think of really highly, with Dr. King, who was dismissive in some instances of the input of women within the organization, like Ella Baker, the homophobia, the sexism, all these dynamics that come with it, outside of the pure messianic tendency that people have when you are kind of relied upon, the people's tendency to confuse their own interests with the interests of movements. There's a whole array. So this decision didn't come about because they were incapable of having a single leader. This was people actually made a rigorous analysis and said that this type of movement might be fundamentally better for the era that we're facing right now.
I think we probably have time for just one last question. So I'm trying to take some from the far side of the room, please. Lady with glasses.